and all that other good stuff.
Oh, better than Quicksilver.
He is. He is.
Way better.
He is. I hands down, he is. But here's the thing. I think Flash as a character, he boosts up everybody around him in his world. Like, because if you think about it, his villains suck. But his villains suck, but just because he's Flash, like, they don't suck. Like, they have some kind of, they make them a little bit non-suckier just because he is Flash. Like, come on, Captain Boomerang. Come on, man. A dude just out there throwing boomerangs.
The best person outside of Flash, the only person you can think of is Reverse Flash. Like, that's the only person.
I mean, a gorilla that's highly intelligent, a guy who's like Captain Cold with a freeze gun.
We're talking about like comparing somebody else that's fast and being like, why is Barry Allen the Flash?
One of the
always
but
better.
See, you know what? I was shout out to Comic Storian and
Comics Explained.
And Comics Explained. Shout out to them guys because I got a lot of good comic book knowledge from them guys.
Big breakdown, man. I'm telling you, bro. Comic Storian, he gonna give it to you straight.
Yeah.
Like what you see on the page, he gonna tell it to you.
He told me about it was a Flash series like later on where it was a villain that finally made sense to me. I'm like, the opposite of speed is like slowing down and stopping. So he made like this turtle guy. And it was like he stopped him.
They get together and they put their notes together.
Yeah.
And that's how they come out with her. And then they agree on who's gonna cover what.
Yeah. So
like that's why we say both of them, because whatever one doesn't have, the other does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I like Comics Explained because he breaks down detail for detail. So he's giving you a story, but also he's giving you the extra stories that were involved in them that all leads up to it. So he's giving you the prep of it, like everything that you need to know before the actual story itself. The story, sidelines that led up to certain things in the middle, and then eventually what it's supposed to lead to later on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what's up too, man.
Comic Storm is like he's very comical. So like he gives you the story itself word for word. Yeah, with play-by-play action.
Yeah.
So
because I enjoy it.
If you just want the story, then go to Comic Storm.
I'm not gonna lie.
But if you want background, because Comics Explained led me, because of all the side stuff he was telling me, I had to go see about that.
True. Yeah. Now I'll say this, like.
You can get confused, man. You can get confused, especially with Marvel.
Oh my gosh! See, we have a Marvel here. See, you know what brings this, and you know what? It brings me to this next point. From a good friend, I heard this morning that it was rumored right now that
we're talking about comics.
Yeah, we are.
Talking about movies.
No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. But just hear me out. It was rumored that. Now the CEO or president of DC has now been fired or lost his position, and there's rumors of finally Disney acquiring DC.
And why?
And the thing about it is, I don't necessarily agree with that, and I think that takes the whole purpose and fun of the whole aspect of Marvel and DC being separate. It's not a rivalry, really. It's just it is, but it's friendly rivalry. It's like. It's not like one's bad or one's good. It's friendly rivalry. It's salt and pepper, And when you put those together, it's like, no, you don't mix. Just leave them alone. Like, they don't need to be acquired by one thing. Like, it's gonna take the fun out of comics, period, man. I swear it is. It really is. I mean, I can't say that. I mean, some things just don't mix. Some things complement each other, being separated from each other. And it's not saying that I believe in segregation and no, it's just like, okay, man.
My God.
I mean,
bro, you just went way.
Some people are gonna think that. Some people are.
But not.
That's the sad part about it. Some people are, but some things are just better after the other or separated, but yet together. Like, they're all comics, but let them be their own entity. That makes it fun.
But I'm telling you, it's due to the success of the Marvel movies.
True.
Like they were so successful that is basically taking over that creative, not the comic creators.
Yeah.
The movie creators are taking over all the comics now. So like, you know.
But my thing is this though. You know what though? I will say this, and every person out there that knows comics or reads comics, whatever, said the same thing I have thought or felt. If now the Marvel's movies are banging, of course they beat DC, but at the same time, DC's comics and animated movies are destroying anything. And the thing about it is, if that's the case, then why didn't they use those same writers, those same stories, those same story plots as the animated movies on the big screen? Well, if that was the case, then they would be big competitors.
Yeah, it would be, but that's what I said. They didn't do that. So it's about the money. Of course,
if they did that now, they would get their money. They would get their money.
The box office movies make 10 times more money than any release of a comic or animated movie.
Or just like the shows. Like these shows, they're good, but they're not going to get you where you're trying to get, DC. Like honestly, the best revenue, I know you see it, or the best interest that you got is like when you still do animated stuff. Young Justice. Shout out to Young Justice. Some people don't like it. Some people have reserves about it, but guess what? That kept you guys really afloat in my book because Young Justice was great. Better than anything you guys put out in a minute. Because I've been on a starvation of you guys because I just like Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, all that good, Teen Titans, and then you come back with Teen Titans and revive it, but make it silly and stupid. And then you still don't release come on, man. Come on. And you're complaining? Come on, man. Your fans are giving you the keys to the city and you don't listen.
Well, that's what happens. Sometimes it's getting to the point where now you're sacrificing creativity for durability to last.
But your creativity got you there to last in the first place. We know that,
but then look at the times. Back when comics first came out, that's why you have a golden age, a silver age, and a bronze age. In the golden era, we don't like those comics because they're cheesy as fuck. Why? But they're the golden age because during that time they came out during war.
Yeah.
So kids would use that like comics to inspire them, keep them hope, to give them hope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They didn't have anything else.
Yeah.
It was comics, and it was just like boom. That was the time. So that's why it's the golden, because of how much it's meant to the people.
Yeah.
During that time. But even though our favorite comics, the ones we grew up on, are the Silver Age.
Yeah.
Those are the best creative minds that we ever saw.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. To be honest with you, I didn't even get into comics or read comics until actually I saw the cartoons on TV. Just to be honest. And I had a father that had comics. I didn't really see him or nothing, but he told me, I had access, but I didn't really care.
Yeah.
Until I remember seeing Batman and Spider-Man and X-Men, and I was like, well, they have comics? So then I got interested in reading the comics,
Well, I've always, if I got interested in something, I would dig up on it, even as a child. Because that's how my imagination would work. So, if I got all these Batman toys, and I got all this stuff going on with Batman, I want to dig into it. So, I got into it, that's when I started to get comics. And, of course, my mom loved it. Simple fact that I'm reading something.
You're reading. Yeah, exactly. That shout out to moms that, we're reading something.
And, man, no movie can compare to your mind.
Exactly.
That's what a book is. A book is a movie.
Exactly.
Once you get into it, but then there's a difference. There's two types of ways people read books. There's people who read words, and there's people who read the book.
Exactly.
Paragraph for paragraph.
Exactly.
But sometimes if you're not up to par, it might take you a year to read a book.
Exactly.
Just because you get to a word and you just skip over it.
Exactly.
And you just don't know what that meant.
Exactly.
So you just whole sentence.
And then that whole sentence might be the key of even unlocking the book itself.
So yes, you might have to sit there if it's a real interesting and intriguing book, and intricate book at that. You're probably gonna have a dictionary. You're probably gonna have a thesaurus next to you, because you get to something, you're gonna be like, okay, what does that mean?
Exactly.
I read a lot of books on wars. So I read books that were about Germans. I read books about Russians. I read books about. So a lot of these terms, even though it's in English, you're giving me Russian terms. You're giving me German terms, things to say it. Like, you know, the Luftwaffe. Like, how many people know what that is?
Exactly. And you know, since he said that, I actually remembered that. I remember learning that in school, but I don't know what
you got a white daddy.
No, fuck that. I do not have a white father. I do not have a white father. There's nothing wrong with having a white father.
German.
I have nothing.
And he's German.
No, he's not.
Did you say when he in Germany?
My father
when he in Germany?
In the army.
When he in Germany, right?
He served in the military in the army.
Man. I love white people.
And
shout out to white people.
Lighter
man.
of hue.
I'm not one
just
of them.
as me.
Some of y'all are cool
and
as fuck,
of course, my co-host, as you can see, is lighter of hue than other people as well. It's a little bit of brown dirtiness in there.
Look, it's all good. Like
he looks like a mild sauce pack of Taco Bell.
It's all good.
But
it's all good.
Not the outside. The inside when you open it, put it on your taco.
Tacos. That's what you're gonna
Tacos.
Get. Tacos. Okay.
Hit.
I heard that.
I bet you what you bleed mild sauce.
Everybody give a hand clap.
When you give hand claps, you use those marachas and it's double claps.
Everybody give a hand clap. Sinbad. Funniest man alive. Funniest man alive right here. Sinbad.
No, the real Sinbad. The real Sinbad was a Spaniard.
I loved you in different world.
The real Sinbad was a Spaniard. Doesn't he look like a buccaneer? Look at.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't he look like Hack Sparrow right now?
You don't know. That was pretty good. Hack Sparrow. That was pretty good, right?
Cheesy alert. Cheesy alert.
He said, I look like Hack Sparrow.
Cheesy alert. On my part.
Oh, that was good. I'll give you that one, dog. That was good.
Hey, notice this. That is the closest contact as of right now you need to be doing to people, and only do that with close friends and family.
Do elbow. We're
good. Like,
give me that over there, buddy.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let me get a squirt.
Yeah, put that on the table.
Yeah, we gonna shout out to hand sanitizer right now.
Right. And you know what?
Shout out to Essie Johnson because you know they're making $1 million.
You know what's trippy? Do you hand sanitize that part?
I know, right?
That's the one part you use most.
Or after, do you rub some on there?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what though, low key?
I didn't think of that.
Low key. A lot of times, sometimes I do like this on my shirt and I pump it. Sometimes I really do.
But now we're on now we're on the epidemic shit. Like
and at the same,
I'm a firm believer of 85% minimum.
Yeah, and at the same time, you actually need some bacteria, said germs, if you want to say, because you gotta build your immunity. In the world, as babies and stuff, you know what they tell you as babies, like you can't just be sterile and nothing like that. You gotta get your oils and dirt and all. You know, you come from dirt.
Mental. When I say 85% mental, I mean you could physically and psychologically make yourself sick.
Yes, you can.
You know, like mentally, you're telling yourself you're paranoid, you're doing these things, you're missing out on sunshine, vitamin D. You know, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to live a life anymore. Yep. You're gonna get sick.
Yep.
You know, like you're telling yourself. So 85% of you is telling you that, hey, I'm sick. Even though physically you're fine.
Great,
folks.
Even
it's April. It's flu season.
Exactly. People forget about this shit. It's tornado season.
It's flu season.
It's April shower, May flowers. It's all that stuff. It's pollen
everywhere. And so if you get a little snuffle and you sneeze, calm down. Just calm down.
Nigga, especially if you buying cigarettes and Newports too, like me, nigga. Like, come on, man.
I mean, if you can, I suggest get outside, get some sunlight. As much as you possibly can.
Like the several person that said this.
The sun, the biggest ball of fire in the world that I know Kakarot couldn't sit in.
Oh my gosh. Goku!
But Superman could.
Goku! He's a hater.
Back to the point.
Because he knows Goku can be Superman.
Back to the point.
Gosh,
That ball of
whole
fire.
nother subject.
That ball of fire right there is the vaccine in my mind. Like,